There we go. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so if it's above $100 and you've never been a part of Weston now or ever, then it must be registered. Excellent. Okay, continue on.
Brimley's mayoral campaign clearly complied with this law since it accepted contributions only from residents and former residents of Weston.
Excellent. So we're saying that Brimley's mayoral campaign clearly compiled because we only accepted contributions from residents and former residents. Awesome. All right, so go ahead and start. This is must be true, so go ahead and start with A.
Okay. No non-resident of Weston contributed in excess of $100 to Brimley's campaign. No non-resident. Oh. Okay, so I picked this one when I was originally going through it. Is it wrong because no, wait, no, nope, that's not why it's wrong.
So could anybody have given them money that is excess of $100?
Yes,
Who?
anyone.
But that could anybody have given them excess of $100 and still followed this law?
So I think that's where I'm confused because I was like, okay, we know about non-residents and not former residents.
There we go.
So couldn't technically a resident given them in excess of $100 and
yeah.
the law could be different?
So, but this is saying no non-resident of Weston, but could any non-resident of Weston given them a contribution that was excess of $100 and still be okay with this law?
I think that's where I'm confused because I'm like, well, yeah, as long as he registered it with the city council, but then it says in the stimulus, he only accepted contributions from residents and former residents. Hey, I'm very confused.
So couldn't they have gotten an excess of $100 from a former resident? And if they were a former resident, wouldn't they be a non-resident of Weston currently?
Okay, I think that's where my brain was going initially, and then I like flip-flopped them.
Yes, no, that's tough. But do you see that? Like, yeah,
Yes.
technically a non-resident could have if they were, but they would have to been a former resident.
Right, because if you move, then
now they live in
former.
They live in where I'm from, Worcester, but they are a previous. Yep, excellent. All right, what about B?
Some contributions to Brimley's campaign in excess of $100 were registered with the city's council. And I think it could be true. It doesn't have to be true.
Because all of our people are either former or current campaign members, so there's no stipulations.
No contributions to Brimley's campaign needed to be registered with the city council. No contribution needed to be registered with the city council. Oh, because if it's a former resident and they're non-residential, if they made an excess of 100, then it would have been needed to registered with the city council. Right. So yes, yes, right?
Yep, no, you're right. Yep. Because you only needed to if it was excess of $100 and you weren't anytime a resident of Weston. Mm-hmm. And all of our contributions were from residents or former residents. So yeah, we don't have to register anything.
No contributions must be registered. Needed to be registered.
All right, so go on to D though for a second and tell me why is this one wrong?
All contributions to Brimley's campaign that were registered with the city council were in excess of $100. I feel like it's wrong because, okay, let's say he got a $50.
Yeah, exactly. All need to be accessed.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to cross off. And then what about E?
Brimley's campaign did not register any contributions with the city council. Again, we only know about non-residents and and those that are not former residents. So the law could be different for residents. He may have to.
No,
No.
it's not that he has to. This is like, couldn't he register them but not have to register them?
Say that again? What?
Couldn't he register them even though he didn't have to?
Oh,
This is what this is saying. Like, yeah, he might have registered some of the contributions, but it's just that he didn't have to actually register them.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You
I
wanna
was looking at it. I was kind of looking at it a different way. Was like if he got something like we don't know anything about the residents, so potentially the law could be that the residents.
I think this is like what we have to take is this is just the law. Like this is the only law.
Oh, okay.
And because like C is saying no contributions needed to be registered. So we only got them from residents and former residents.
Yes.
So that's the difference between C and E.